One of the biggest advantages that I've derived from switching to Mathematica is its ability to operate in a vector sense or on a set sense rather than having to loop through everything. That's going to be relatively breakthrough in terms of my ability to now answer questions in a matter of minutes as opposed to a matter of hours or days. Right now I work at BondDesk Group, which is a company that runs a retail fixed income trading platform, basically an electronic marketplace for fixed income securities. So if you buy bonds through a financial advisor, or he buys them for you, or you do it yourself on E-Trade, chances are your trades are going through our platform at some point. One thing I'm currently working on right now is to try to break down the way people use the interface. So I'm taking a look at the way they search and the properties of their searches and trying to study things like how much they have to flip pages or how many times they have to tweak their search to find what they're looking for. And it's very complicated to do that and reconstruct it and try to determine human behavior from numbers. But that's basically what I'm trying to use Mathematica for right now. First, what we're doing is we're using the DatabaseLink to connect to our Oracle database, which has all the click data that goes on in our platform. So we're running some relatively complex queries to pull back large data sets. And then once we get that data into Mathematica, we're filtering out a lot of things. So we're using some of the screening capabilities within Mathematica that can effectively screen large data sets based on certain properties without having to run any kind of loop structure. Mathematica is able to operate on all different levels of those sets just by mapping functions onto the nested sets of sets. And at each level, we're able to do operations. And then we use different functions within Mathematica to arrange this data and shape it into something that we're able to visually observe with the naked eye. Here's a situation where I'm trying to qualitatively determine, or I guess quantitatively determine, what the user is thinking when they behave. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at two different search events which occur in sequence within a single user's session. But the ability to throw all of these functions at a simple piece of data vector-wise onto thousands and thousands of rows is actually quite impressive. And then on top of that, we can also use Mathematica's data processing abilities to take these sets of searches and split them up by different properties. So we get different layers. We can see searches by different asset classes. Whenever you work in research, in particular within the financial industry, the end use of your work is generally going to be by people who don't have time to get into the nitty-gritty. So some of the way I've been able to tweak and manipulate the data visually is going to be nice. It's something that in the past I've had to create maybe a whole bunch of static images, as where now I may only have to create 2 or 3 dynamic images to get the same result across. Being able to study it in a meaningful way like this is the only real way that we can take a look at how users are behaving and allow that to shape how we build our interface. Otherwise, we're blind.